You are watching William Patterson University Television.
Welcome back to the desk. The Pioneer baseball team is looking to defend their NJAC championship crown. Here to cover everything over at Jeff Alway's got Anthony Walker, Cal Richey back on the desk. Happy to have you back straight out of Mississippi. So excited. Joe Monroig and Andrew Gavin. You know, Walker, I'll start things off with you. Colin Lombardo is the new king at William Patterson for runs scored in a single season. All NJAC honor rate. Talking about Colin.
Yeah, let's take a look at Colin's stats here because they are historic. They are absolutely awesome. He is a graduate student. He scored 77 runs this season. As Jimmy, you mentioned, that is a new single season record. Hit a whopping 454 with 5 home runs and an OPS of 1282. He is a staple of this WPU team for years. And, I mean, he does everything. He can field, he can hit from power, he even steals bases. He's 11 for 13 in stolen bases this season, and he has been an absolute stud in the leadoff spot for WP.
Yeah, 5-tool player. Andrew, what do you see from Lombardo?
He summed it up. I mean, he's everything you want from a leadoff batter. Works the count, can steal a few bags for you, and he's always going to put the ball in play. Batting 454 is just unheard of. He's having an exceptional season.
Cal?
Yeah, I mean, what really sticks out to me is the 554 batting average. I mean, you want your guys to be able to, especially in the leadoff spot, to be able to get on base, and that's something he does exceptionally well.
You know, definitely, especially setting the table for that lineup. Joe?
Yeah, listen, he's one of the X factors on this team, especially on the offensive and even on the defensive unit of things as well. He was named NJAC Player of the Week 4 days ago. This is a guy, when you're an opposing team, when you do the scouting report, it's really hard to pitch around him or even get to him when he's constantly hot, consistent every game.
Yeah, no, and Colin Lombardo, not the only player on this loaded roster to get all NJAC honorees. Steve Yellen, Dan Carter, first team. Carson Weiss, Noah Cabasa, honorable mention. We're going to talk about Cabasa and Weiss here. Joe, talking about their 2 seasons.
Yeah, listen, we talk about the Carters, the Yellens, and Lombardos, but we take a look at the stats here for Cabasa and Weiss. Look at their class. Cabasa is a junior. Weiss is a grad student. Batting average 444 compared to 282. Home runs, 1 for Cabasa. Weiss 4. RBIs, 44 for Weiss and 15 for Cabasa. Listen, these 2 guys are absolutely workhorses, absolutely, a driven motor in this lineup. And listen, you can make the argument too, in my opinion. Weiss could have, been first team all NJAC. Cabasa could have been second team all NJAC. But, for these guys to be honorable mentions, I think they could have deserved a little bit higher recognition for the NJAC. But at the end of the day, these 2 guys are a powerful, offensive unit for this team, and also even they're really good at the glove as well on the defensive side.
Anthony, what do you see from these 2?
Yeah, Joe killed it, and we talk about Weiss a lot. I want to focus a little bit more on Cabasa. He really stepped up this year in the outfield. He's been great defensively. He's someone we didn't know too much about coming into this year, and he's gotten big hit after big hit after big hit. Comes up clutch every time he steps to the plate, and he's really someone that the Pioneers can get behind in the outfield.
Cal?
Well, we talk about, guys like Weiss and Cabasa, they didn't maybe get, the recognition that we talk about, but this is what you expect out of a team that last year, won the NJAC tournament. You want these guys to be, a deep lineup and, to show that you have like honorable mention guys on top of those guys that are, your all NJAC guys. It's really something positive to see from the Pioneers.
Yeah, stacked lineup 1 through 9. Andrew, Cabasa played a good left field. Carson Weiss a good first base. Take me through it.
I mean, Carson Weiss is an absolute vacuum at first base. He picks everything, scoops everything. He is exceptional. And you said it before, he is a great hitter. And every time I think of him, I think of those back-to-back walk-offs, the home run and then the single, and that home run against Keystone, I will never forget it.
Yeah, no, definitely an X factor, if you will,
yes,
in those games. Came up with a lot of clutch victories. Pioneers have a lot of X factors. You can go anywhere, pitching, hitting, up and down the order. But Andrew, I'll keep it with you. Who needs to have a good NJAC tournament if the Pioneers want to go back-to-back?
Ian Metzger. I mean, he is the definition of an ace right now. You take a look here. He's 9 starts, an ERA of 3.60, 50 innings pitched. He has 14 walks, but he also has 29 strikeouts. He's 2 for 2 on the season right now, and he is exceptional. Everything you want, he can work. He can go deep into the games, and that's what you need from him right now. You need the bullpen to be on top, and you need the starting pitcher to go deep. You don't want to waste arms.
Yeah,
here.
Good tournament last year. Got some experience, valuable experience from last season. Cal, where are you going?
Yeah, for me, my X factor has to be Steve Yellen. I mean, he really is the guy for this team. A graduate student, batting .453, 1387 OPS, 13 home runs, 70 RBIs, and let's not forget he's got 985 fielding percentage. I mean, this guy is just a superstar in the NJAC.
Definitely a fear behind the plate catching and at the plate hitting. Joe?
I'm going with Bloomfield legend, Darmani Rivas. Listen, I played against him in high school. This guy's an absolute stud. A senior, 9 starts, leads the team with the record 6-2. He's also second on the team with 55.2 innings. Also leads the team with 48 strikeouts. Guy is an absolute powerhouse on the mound. And he's been one of the reasons why their pitch unit and staff has been successful this year.
You know, him and Metzger, good 1-2 punch, really filled in, played some pivotal starts. Walker.
Ever since Jake Lutz transferred here last year, he has been an absolute beast. He's a junior. He played 38 games, an OPS of 838, 2 home runs, and 6 stolen bases on the year. And you look at Weiss, you look at Carter, you look at Yellen, you look at Lombardo, and you think of those as your big four. Lutz is right up there with them, in my opinion. You can make that argument that he's just as good. If he's not just as good, he's maybe just one tier below, and he is really, really good in the middle of the order for the Pioneers. And by the way, played shortstop last year, transitioned to center field, is a great center fielder. Tracks the ball really, really well, makes great catches. You know, he's really found a niche out there in center.
Yeah, no, you can definitely go at a number of X factors. I want to talk about the bullpen a little bit. Guys like Neil Talavera, Dan Castaneda, guys like that going to come into the games. Matt Lemieux, you know, we're going to score runs. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. But to go deep in the tournament, got to be able to hold the leads when you need to. And, you know, if you are in a deficit, keep that close as well. But, you know, big-time rivalry game, amped up even more. Montclair State, it's NJAC tournament time. We got a preview for you. Cal, what do we need to do to beat the Red Hawks?
Yeah, I mean, the Route 46 rivalry, it's old as time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the comparison between these two schools. You know, William Patterson has a couple more losses, but they're both even in NJAC records. William Patterson just a little lower on the batting average. Montclair State has a better ERA, 4.81, compared to the 6.89 ERA of William Patterson. And they're pretty even on errors. I mean, you know, you look at these two teams, they played 2 times earlier in the regular season. Montclair State got the best of us both of those times, but after that game, it started the hot streak for William Patterson. After that game, they won 6 of their next 7 games heading into the tournament. So I'm expecting to see a lot of fireworks for the Pioneers today.
Yeah, should be a lot of offense. Joe, what are you looking for in this matchup?
Yeah, listen, despite the fact you got swept, you know, unfortunately, regular season, get that out your mind. That's over. Yes, the Pioneers got scored 21-10, but this is a new series now. Or a single elimination game. You know, erase everything. This is an important game for you guys, and if you want to get this job done, the pitching is going to have to be super sharp and super important. I believe in their hitting. I think their hitting's fine. It's just the pitching. Can you stop the Red Hawks hitters?
Andrew?
I mean, Pioneers jump out to an early lead. They need to hold the lead. One of the games against Montclair, they had a big lead. They lost it late in the innings. They need to hold on the lead. And as we talked about Matt Lawler, Ian Metzger, these starting pitchers, they need to build deep into the games. You don't want to waste arms in this tournament.
You know, definitely could have won one of those games at home, had a lead in the 8th inning going into the 9th. It kind of got away from the Pioneers. Walker, close us out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to give you a number, and Joe kind of said it earlier, 21. That's how many runs the Pioneers allowed in those 2 games. And even if you look at the second game against Montclair State, Pioneers had a 7-2 lead in the 7th inning. They ended up blowing that game in the 9th inning. They lose that game, and that's a really, really tough loss to swallow. The Pioneers need to bounce back from that. They need to get revenge on that. You know how big the Route 46 rivalry is against Montclair State. Pioneers need to right the ship against them, win this game, move on to the next round.
Yeah, definitely going to be a big confidence booster if we can get this one today, move on into the tournament. That's all we have for you for WP Baseball. From one diamond to the other, the softball team is in the playoffs as well. And Andrew Balistreri and the guys will break it all down. It's tournament time. Stick around.